Subscribe and click on the bell icon to be the first to see the latest videos.
Good morning. So today's time, when we see, whether we see news, whether we meet people, or whether we see how our industry is going, and when I meet with a lot of finance guys, they come out with these specific points that, okay, expectation from a CFO or expectation from a CFO office is increasing. And that's increasing day by day. So here we are going to talk about how a finance person should look into it and support on that. But again, the most important is how a non-finance person understand, because a lot of technical people, technology people, when they go and when they meet, they always say, okay, we have a challenge. When we go with the proposals, we don't get fund. They talk about budget, they talk about next quarter, next year. So how should we manage that? How should we go with the proposal which should have a win-win situation? So the important here is to understand how the things are changing in our finance environment. So nowadays, our key stakeholders have changed and their expectations have changed. If you talk about board, they are looking at how you can increase maximum for my stakeholders. If you talk about business leaders, they are saying how can we get a real-time information with respect to data. If you talk about operation leaders, they are looking at primitive analysis. So they are not saying, okay, you tell me later what didn't went well. They talk about, tell me in advance, where should I stop? Which is the path which is not going to help me? If we talk about people, talent today is saying, okay, what is my growth path? So one of the biggest challenge, how should we retain that talent? If we look at our vendor and customer, and when I say vendor, it is important to understand days have changed when vendor was a service provider. Nowadays, a vendor is also a partner. Your business success depends on how or what way you are dealing with your vendor or with your customer. So they are saying, provide us ease of doing business. How should I get information on my table? Similarly, if we talk about government, now controls and compliance are increasing day by day. So those information, we have to ensure how we are having those control in place. A CFO paternity or a CIO who has to take decision, and they should be comfortable before signing those documents that yes, all those controls and regulatory requirements are in place, and those all things should be done within a squeezed time frame. So when we look at from a transformative ways, there's a volatile market, disruptive technology, distributed workforce. We are expected to bring innovation every day, and not only bring innovation, but implement in no time. Okay. Then there is a data, and in previous session I was listening, Raghav was talking about a data and volume of data. See, there are two important things. One is data exists since inception. Data was there. But only the problem was algorithm and the pace at which you want to analyze that particular data or capture that data was not there. So one of the biggest challenge which whether it is CFO or CIO they are facing is to look at what is right data, because there's a lot of data available. So then the talks come out how we can have a correct data which should be used and how we should analyze those data. So those all with this transformative age challenges and requirement, the expectation from a finance fraternity is to be more agile. They should be more responsive to the government requirement, to the market requirement. They should have more insightful to provide more information with respect to each things which are moving, and they should be more efficient. How we can transform our process, how we can bring next level of innovation or transformation within the process. So when we talk about this agile, now if you look at the triangle shape, which talk about in past or in a normal way, in a finance operation, there was a triangle which talk about how you can, where you have to invest your money and time. So a finance portion or from a technology side, where we have to work on tools, those were majorly with respect to data transactional level. Then there was next level of reporting. And third was decision making. So from that, finance was looked as a measure where we can reduce cost or we can bring control. But now the expectation is not only to reduce cost, but to be a value creator. So if you look at this triangle, it has flipped. Now the expectation is you should invest minimum time, minimum energy in transaction. You should reduce your time in taking out report controls and all. But you invest more than 50% of time in business decision making. What should I sell? In past, it was about sale has to say what they are going to sell. Marketing has to say what are going to be sold in the market. They are still there. But yes, there is a step coming between where finance has been asked whether we should invest here and we are going to get a right return. So they are partnering with those departments and they are expected to bring out a value that how much revenue is going to increase because of this or how much below line is going to increase because of these initiatives. So if you look at with this responsiveness, insight and efficiency, the idea is merger and acquisition can be squeezed, the time frame to set up those merger acquisition. The business should have a plug and play model. If I give you an example, we in GBS are providing services to JSW group of company. We have a steel business, we have energy business, we have cement business, and we have paint business. Now suddenly if some new company has been bought, let's suppose Monnet Ispat is being acquired by JSW. So the requirement is how quickly we are able to bring that Monnet Ispat processes and control at the same level in which JSW is going on. So you have to understand, analyze, look at their system, transform their processes, bring them on the pace, make it a simple plug and play model so that business can run efficiently. How we can reduce activities which are involved in transaction, how we can bring RP in process, how we can bring machine learning, how we can use chatbot, those all expectation have been increased, that how we are going to do those things. So if you look at what is the finance of future, the expectation is not only to reduce cost. So anyone in finance cannot say that expectation of management is not to reduce cost. Cost reduction is there. It was there, it will be there. But what is expected is, with that, how we are able to create value. So if you look, in today's time, there are 4 key drivers. One is a transaction which we talk about, second is a reporting which we talk about, third is a control, and fourth is a decision making. And you can see there's a minimum effort put in decision making in past or in today's time. But what is expected is, one is you have to reduce this overall cost or effort which is being involved. And that is not only in finance function, it is in all the department which is expected. How we can transform our process and squeeze the cost involved. Now, when we talk about cost, cost doesn't mean there's going to be any layoff, any people reduction or something. Cost, we have to see a cost as a per transaction cost. How we are able to reduce per transaction cost. And that efficiency can help that a person who is performing X activity, how he can perform 2X activity. With that, first you have to reduce your cost. Second, what is expected is, you have to change the mix on which you are investing your time. How you are able to provide that information or with the help of these tools in system, how you are able to get real-time basis information. And that information help you take a real-time decision which can help business to provide a better profitability. One of the biggest challenges is cash flow. How you are able to predict a right cash flow. So when you have a turnover of thousands of crore, definitely on a daily basis you are expected to pay thousands of crore also. And major part of this cash flow depend on what type of cash input is going to come, what type of collection would be there. Now, this is very volatile environment. A lot of companies are facing a lot of different challenges. There's a bank has put a lot of restrictions. Companies are taking themselves internally, they have said they are not going to increase their debt. So in that scenario, you have to manage how you get that right amount of cash to pay that particular vendor. And this is only possible when you have right tool in place plus right information to analyze and provide information in advance so that before you take a decision, based on these information, you are aware how much you are able to pay or how much not. One of the things, if you look at when we talk about how we are going to reduce these things, so first of all, you have to target your transactional activities and how you can bring robotics or chatbot on those things, which can help you to reduce your major effort on that area. With this, those workforce who are involved in these transactions, they have a lot of knowledge. So you have to look how they can be utilized and they can be upgraded on their learning curve. Because if today someone is performing a role and tomorrow is being trained for a new role, this gives a career hike or career move for that person, which will also help to reduce your attrition. If your attrition is reduced, this will reduce your hiring cost, plus it will bring more stability in your business. You can only work on innovations when you have a team which is not attriting every 6 month time. Okay. So if we talk about in past and present, there were 4 parameters in past: people, process, stakeholder, and when we say stakeholder, it is customer, vendor, internal team, everyone, and technology. These were the 4 pillars. But now things have changed. Everything is revolving around technology. People also, process also, and stakeholder also. What technology to be used, what tools need, how that integration will work, what is the success story, what risk we have to take. Those are the important things which is happening at present. And the potential balance which is required is between efficiency, effectiveness, and control. How we are making our processes efficient, how we are making it more effective, and what are the additional control which we have put up in place. So when we talk about these, if we talk about past, and if you meet with people with experience of 20, 25 years working in teams, they normally say, because sir ये तो ऐसे ही होता है, ये तो हम 25 साल से इस तरह से करते आ रहे हैं. Now, there are 2 parameters to this. One is, in past, roles and this volatility was not at that pace. So at that point of time, it was not easy to provide a role change to everyone at every point of time also. So at that point of time, it was also, there was a very slow career moves, and people feel that, okay, if I am performing that activity, I am the best person who's performing that. In this volatile environment, requirement is to understand and disrupt the environment and manage that. Every 6 month time, every 3 month time, what are those small and big changes you are doing within your organization, in your team level? What are the projects you are driving within team? In past, projects used to be a separate team working on projects. Nowadays, projects is a BAU. You have to work on transformation. You have to change your team mix. You have to change the style of working. You have to change your stakeholders. Because if you are not doing that, you will not be able to provide the right solution. A lot of things are there which have not evolved 100%. And when you perform those things, then you understand what is good for your organization. For example, companies talk about, okay, I want to be the best in class company. But the point here is, if you want to be best in class, you need to understand what is the cost involved in best in class and second best in class. If the benefit which you are going to get being a second best in class is much higher than the cost which you have to put in, or the cost which you have to put in to move to the best in class is much higher than the cost with benefit which you are going to drive, then probably as a CEO you will take a decision that I'm happy to be second best in class. Those type of analysis and decision that will come from system. As we talk about in last presentation, the last slide was, in future leaders are going to invest 50% of time in managing machine. So at present, on an average, 20% of time in my organization, we are investing time just in managing machine. Like we used to analyze transformation, transaction activity and performance of a person, in today's time we used to analyze transaction processing and efficiency of machine versus machine. If there are 10 bots which we have implemented, what is the performance of each bot, hour by hour, minute by minute, transaction by transaction, and analyze and understand, is there any challenge in this coding, or is there any challenge in this type of inflow of data, because there are a lot of other businesses which we are managing. So comparing business by business, machine by machine. Those things are going to be a future role for a finance function. When I talk about change management, why I said this is, it's very important to invest time in change management. The biggest challenge which we feel is people change. Normally, and that's a human behavior, people are set to perform the activity the way they are doing it. So the way to bring change in organization is communicate. Share the vision with the stakeholders, with the people, that what changes are going to come. Connect them with implementation team. Let implementation team and user group talk. Understand the benefits which are going to come from those changes. And it is not only important during implementation, also post-implementation. Success of project depend on how post-implementation you are connecting with the user, understanding their challenges and fixing them. For example, one of the things which we did was having a vendor connect. So if I'm making a payment to my vendors, who are my top 100 vendors, I should have a connect with them and understand after this change whether you are comfortable or not. What are the challenges which you are facing? What type of support I should provide you which can help you to give me a better rate? So unless and until we drive those changes and we showcase the success of those changes, next change would not be easy. So if we see what are the current challenges a CFO face, and as we talk about, over-rely on Excel files, outdated systems, non-integrated systems, unavailability of information at a right time, high delivery cost, high attrition cost. If we look at these challenges, these can only be changed if we are working with the approach where we are making our processes more robust. We are working on a innovation, and not only innovation, we are implementing that innovation with a pace. How we are sharing the benefits and losses which we have observed based on the project implementation. How much agile we are, how much volatile we are. if we have to tweak our process, it should be done on a priority base. Should not be like, okay, this is the way process works. Normally you would have seen companies say, okay, company policy hai. The point is, policy is being created to make a transform process. If we have to change the policy to bring benefit for a business, don't shy away from suggesting policy change to your seniors. And believe me, leadership is always ready to support. Only the challenge is 80% of people only goes with problem. Go with the probable solution of problem and you will see implementation of that solution then and there. So with this, I would close my presentation.